for him. If
Oh, counsel, you're on this side.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I've been speaking with Mr. Harper's mother.
Mhm.
She wants to address the court. She's not happy with I have not had a chance to speak with Mr. Harper because I've been spending my time with his mother, and she's not satisfied with my demeanor and with what the assistant district attorney has offered Mr. Harper, even though he's here on not only an MTR, he has one new family violence felony charge and one misdemeanor
All right, so
family violence charge.
Let me explain to everybody where we are. Mr. Harper, how old are you?
25.
I'm sorry?
25 now.
All right. Did you graduate from school?
I had 3 months left.
3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Where and for what? High school?
From my bachelor's.
Oh, for your bachelor's.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Garcia, this is your client. His mom is not your client.
I told.
Yeah. So, mom, you're not his client. So, where are we on this case?
Well, Judge, I have I have an offer from the state that I have not been able to relay to Mr. Harper because I've been busy with the mother. And so, and I've never talked to the parents. And today I made an exception.
Okay. All right.
And so no good deed goes unpunished.
All right.
And so
Mr. Garcia, this is what we're going to do. We'll have you speak with Mr. Harper. Mr. Harper has graduated from high school. He was close to obtaining his bachelor's, so he'll be able to confer with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Let me confer with you.
All right. Who's the mother on William Harper? Come forward. No, Mr. Harper, you can remain seated. Yes. All right, Ms. Harper.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you get this to me? I want to explain something to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a deep breath.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, calm down. That's okay. All right, just take a deep breath. All right. So this is what I want to explain to
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And this is just based upon my background. All right. I've been a defense attorney, and I was a defense attorney for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
I was a prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes as a defense attorney, you will have a client who has some mental health issues, maybe, right? Or either you have a client who has some intellectual issues, right? So in situations like that, you always want to talk to parents because maybe parents can give you some insight into them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But then other times you have clients who don't have any of those issues. They're adults. They don't have any issues where, oh, I need to talk to your parents because obviously I'm not able to communicate with you.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
not the issue. Now, this is what I know.
Yes, ma'am.
I know that parents, when they have children, their children are always their babies, right? No matter if they're 25, 30, you always still see them as that little boy or that little girl. And you feel like you need to be there, right? To give your input. What I can tell you is attorneys necessarily don't have to talk to parents or family members. And the reason why they don't is because they're adults, right? And they're in adult court.
Yes.
Now, sometimes we get people here who are 18 and parents want to be 100% in it because they're 18. And even though technically they're adults, they still sometimes are in the child realm as far as the way we see them. So what I can tell you is in this court, I always require defense attorneys to speak to state, defense attorneys to speak with their client. You can see sometimes when people come to me, well, we're just getting a reset. Do we really need to bring that person out? And I'm like, yeah, we need to bring that person out because I want that person to know what's going on with their case. I want them to know that their attorney showed up and their attorney is actually here.
Yes, ma'am.
So What I want you to do is, if you need to go get a drink of water, you can get a drink of water. Nothing is going to happen with your son's case while you're outside the courtroom.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So take a deep breath. If you need to walk around, and you can come back into the courtroom. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, Miss Floyd.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Are you the same William Eric Anthony Harper who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 2192 for the offense of theft from a person on October 5th, 2020 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, we're proceeding on violation of condition number 2, that on or about the 27th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, William Eric Anthony Harper, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer or supervision officer and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
It's true.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there any proposed agreements?
No.
There's no agreement, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The state is requesting revocation, Your Honor, and that he be sentenced to 18 months in a state jail facility.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, being that the case expired a year ago, Mr. Harper has asked me to ask you to terminate his probation unsatisfactorily. He did complete the intensive outpatient program. He completed all the community service hours. He currently attends where he's got 3 months left for his I believe it's his engineering degree. During the time of this probation, he had a daughter, and he was busy working to support his daughter. He has had a job up to about a month ago with Tesla, and he says that he even brought Elon Musk to San Antonio. So for those reasons, we're asking that you terminate him unsat. Mr. Harper would also like to address the court on his behalf.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is William Harper.
All right, you're gonna need to keep your voice up so that the court reporter can hear.
So,
All right.
Mr. Harper, tell Judge Boyd why you are asking her to terminate your probation unsatisfactorily.
I'm asking for you to terminate my probation unsat because of I've worked so hard these past 3 years to just become a better person. I've went to school. I have 3 months to complete my bachelor's in software development. I've held a 3.8 GPA. So if I knew, if I could talk to when I had committed the crime that I did, if I could talk to that person, I would tell him, if I was able to tell him that 30% of the world's billionaires are engineers, I never would have made that mistake.
Well, no. Here's the thing. You're not making mistakes. You're making choices. So what I want to know is why you choose to violate condition number 2. And this is not your first motion to revoke. You were here back in August for a violation. So I can tell you right now, I'm not inclined to terminate you unsat. So you need to explain to the court why you are not completing what I'm asking for you to complete while you're on probation. Because if you're not completing, you can do great things. You could say, oh, I'm on probation, and not report, not do anything, and just go live your life, not reporting, getting another job, providing for your family. You can do all of that, but you still have not done what's been asked of you by the court.
I didn't know how serious. I didn't know how, my actions. I didn't know, I didn't know that it could lead to this.
No, yes, you did. And let me just tell you how I know you did. Because you were here before on a violation of condition number 14. And I told you specifically what I just told you now. Do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 14? Do you understand by pleading true to violation condition number 14, I could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility? Sure. So this is the second time you're hearing this. And the other thing that I know, And I want you to internalize what I'm saying before you continue with your testimony. I tell everybody who comes through here, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? I tell everybody that comes through here, if there's an issue with probation and you feel like probation isn't addressing it. So do not start with, I didn't know about this, because I know you know, because I told you. All right?
Just wasn't like developed. Like I wasn't the same. I wasn't the person that I am now. I'm an actual adult now. I understand now. I didn't understand then because I was a kid. In my mind, I was a kid, but now I'm a completely different person. The things that I did then, I wouldn't even think about doing now. So I would go to probation. I would go and I would do all that, not just because that I did it and this is what's happening. It's just now I realize that that's what I need to do, and I would be able to get that done now. Or I just didn't know any better. In my mind, I didn't know.
And since we're just now doing this motion to revoke, that tells me nobody knew where you were.
And Your Honor, as far as that's concerned, I do have Mr. Harper's mother who would like to testify on his behalf as well.
Okay. Just 1 second before she calls up. Do you have any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just have one, because, the big thing here is you stopped reporting, you stopped coming for your UAs. If you were tested today, would you be positive for anything?
No, man.
All right.
So,
All right. Can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give? Raise your right hand.
Oh, sorry.
All right. That's okay. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Ebony Eldridge.
All right. Make sure you speak up because the court reporter has to hear.
My name is Ebony Eldridge.
All right.
so Miss Eldridge, you are William Harper's mother,
Yes, sir.
and you understand that we are here for what's called a motion to revoke probation. The probation department is asking that Mr. Harper, your son's probation, be revoked. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you also understand that his probation expired over a year ago.
I found that out today, sir.
Yes. And what is it that you would like to tell the judge about William so that she can make her determination as to what she's going to do, whether she's going to terminate him unsatisfactorily or sentence him? Can you address Judge Boyd?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And thank you as well. I would like to say to the court, I'm a mother first, but I'm also a well-abiding citizen, first of all. My son has made some choices, because you can say mistakes when they're toddlers because they're learning. As being a late bloomer is what I like to call him, he's still learning. My son, I moved him here to San Antonio. I made the mistake of moving my son here to San Antonio, and I fought myself for that. Because before I moved my son here to San Antonio, my son was headed to the military. My son was in ROTC. My son was scholar in football, headed to college, went to Wayland, came back to San Antonio because of me. I made the mistake in telling my son not to go into the military. And to this day, he still wants to go to the military. And I made that mistake because I was scared. The only reason that I responded the way I responded to you today, sir, is because I'm scared for my son to go to prison. My brother was murdered in prison. So it sits different with me when we talk about prison, because my brother was murdered there. My son has made the mistakes that he has made. And I tell you right now that I'm not okay with the things that he has done. I'm not okay with the people that he chose to navigate and put himself with. I'm not okay with that. I'm not even saying dismiss it. I say start it over, make him complete it. Because in my house, we don't finish like that. We don't do it like that. We don't conduct ourselves like that. Because we're not those type of people. And that's not how you was raised. We was raised to do what we were supposed to do. We was raised to finish it out and to walk with our head up because that's the way and that's how God wants us to be. You made the choice. You tied my hands. You tied my hands as your mother. But I'm here begging you, ma'am, to have mercy on my child like Jesus had mercy on us at the cross. I know he's messed up and I know he's not the perfect kid. I know he's done some things, but I even say it to you, ma'am, if you're the probation person, I'll make sure he's there. I'll make sure he does what he has to do. I get that he's an adult and I experienced that firsthand being told, I can't talk to you, ma'am, because that's an adult. I experienced it firsthand when I found out that my son had messed up on probation and I'm calling the probation office. I'm saying, hey, I'm his mama. I'm on y'all side. What can I do to help you guys to make sure that he's doing what he's got to do? And they told me, there's nothing you can do because he's a grown man and we ain't got to talk to you. I hang up and I call back and I say, hey, listen to me, please. Before we even start the conversation, let me pray with you. Because we need God to lead the conversation. Because I need you to understand I'm not against you, but I want my child to do right. And if it means I got to stand there with him, then I'm willing to do that. Because I don't want my son. I won't throw him away. He's a smart boy. He has things going for him. Do we need a little help? Yes, ma'am, he does. Am I asking the court to help my son? Yes, ma'am, I am. Am I going to do what he won't do? Yes, ma'am, I am. He needs help. He needs it. He wants to help. He wants it. And I tell you, if you give him a chance, you're gonna do right. Or I'll go upside your head myself. Because you're gonna do right. You have to do right. This right here is not it. My brother died in prison. And it pains me. It pains me. I'm tired, baby. You got a 2-year-old daughter. I can't even bring your daughter to see you. I won't bring my granddaughter to sit in a jail to have to see her father. You got a home. And that's where you're supposed to be, helping me raise your daughter. That's where you're supposed to be, her home. But we're here. We're here. We're here. But I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I just can't leave him.
All right.
But I'll stand.
All right. Any more questions? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. It's a shame you brought your mom down for here because of your actions. Probation, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, due to the case being further extended, expired revocation or term on SAP.
Well, I can tell you all, I'm not going to terminate on SEP because he hasn't done anything. So there are two choices. And this is the court will do. Well, before I say that, has he done anything on probation?
He completed the IOP, the Intensive Outpatient Program. He did the community service hours. And he's paid 500 and something.
Your Honor, Mr. Harper did complete intensive outpatient treatment. He completed 41 hours of his community service hours. The court waived 40 hours due to his COVID vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
He paid $563 toward his assessed fees of $2,841. he was on the drug patch for the beginning of his probation, and they were coming out negative at first, and then there was a lapse there.
All right. Any final argument from either side?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
So,
Oh, one thing, Your Honor, he
Yes.
does have 2 new cases which are going to be not taken care of at this time. They're still pending indictment.
what are the 2 new cases?
There's a misdemeanor interference with an emergency telephone call and a felony as well, family choking. I'm sorry. A misdemeanor interference with telephone call and an assault family choking.
All right. So what's the status as far as those? Are those good cases, not good cases?
They're only about a month old. I do know that the victim is uncooperative on them, and that's about all I know so far, Your Honor.
All right. So who's the complainant in that case? Right. State, you're asking for 18 months. Defense, you're asking that the probation be terminated unset. I'm not going to terminate him unset. These are his choices. 1, I can find him guilty, revoke him. I'll sentence him under 1244 to 1 year at the Bexar County Jail. Or 2, I can find him guilty and I will place him on regular probation.
Please do regular probation. Regular probation, please.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court is going to find you guilty. What I'm going to do, state, is there a recommendation? Oh, this is a state jail felony. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 5 years. I'm going to want 300 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to want parenting classes. Once he's completed the parenting classes, 150 hours will be deemed satisfied. And then you are to get your degree or either some sort of trade certificate. And once that is done, the remaining of the community service will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There'll be random regular UAs. There's to be no contact, proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, does he need another TAP?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to do a TAP evaluation, and that's going to take place while you're in custody. And if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If they recommend outpatient treatment, we're still going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. And then thereafter, as probation deems necessary after the 3rd month. And I'm going to want an anger management class. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, and I apologize. Will you give me the term again?
2 years, suspended and probated for 5 years.
Thank you.
And Judge, if I may, the only issue that or concern that I have is that he's got the felony and the misdemeanor, and he hasn't made bond on those. And I'm not sure if they're able to make bond, and because they're family violence, he's not eligible for PR bonds, and so he may be incarcerated for a while.
Okay. All right, you'll have to take care of that with whomever your attorney is on that. Are you the attorney on those cases as well?
I believe so, Judge.
All right, so you'll have to take care of that with your attorney. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Just the drug classes, the anger management classes.
Mhm.
Any classes I can get. I just want to be a better person. And, this is a turning point in my life. I want to do better. So.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is not a plea bargaining case. You do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else from either side? We're gonna go off the record.
No, Your Honor.
I'm gonna say this again, and I've said it to you before, and I say it to everybody. If there's an issue with probation and you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come to the court to ask. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. And what do you mean by that? Like, come to the court? What do you mean?
Your attorney will explain it to you. People have just walked in and said, hey, I'm having an issue with probation,
Okay.
and we'll address it. But do
I'll
not
let-
come back to me for failure to report and not doing what you're supposed to do. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the way you were over there crying with your mom, stop breaking your mom's heart.
I know. I'm so sorry.
All right. Good luck to you.
Okay, this is for you.